we've got a few more things to cover. So next in our movie news, if you haven't already heard, once upon a time, it was in 2014, I believe, something like that. I can't remember. Whenever this book came out, Ready Player One, written by Ernest Cline, was a smash hit. Pretty much universally, everybody loved it. I mean, there was a few debates about, certain themes of the book and whatever, but overall, it was a huge success. So much so that they got Steven Spielberg to turn the book into a film. It wasn't my favorite Steven Spielberg adaptation of all time, but it was fun. There were things in the story, in the book, that they changed completely superfluously, and I don't understand why they changed some of those things. I guess they wanted to kind of put more action or so. I don't know. I didn't quite understand why they made the changes that they made. But today, New York Comic Con, it was announced that Ready Player 2, the sequel to Ready Player 1, the book, not the movie, the book, I mean, of course, I'm sure it's going to be turned into a movie in the next few years. Probably a Steven Spielberg movie. Probably. Well, I don't know. We'll speculate on that. But today, details were just released about the book Ready Player 2. Some of the details that came out, they gave a very short description of the book. And let me see if I can find this. Here we go. Days after winning Oasis founder James Halliday's contest, Wade Watts makes a discovery that changes everything. Hidden within Halliday's vaults, waiting for his heir to find, lies a technological advancement that will once again change the world and make the Oasis 1,000 times more wondrous and addictive than even Wade dreamed possible. Side note, guys, if you can hear a cat meowing, that is my cat Minerva meowing in the background. She wants outside, but she's in trouble today, so she's staying in the room with me. On we go. With it comes a new riddle and a new quest, a last Easter egg from Halliday, hinting at a mysterious prize, and an unexpected, impossibly powerful, and dangerous new rival awaits, one who will kill millions to get what he wants. Wade's life and the future of the Oasis are again at stake, but this time the fate of humanity also hangs in the balance. Lovingly nostalgic and wildly original as only Ernest Cline could conceive it, Ready Player 2 takes us on another imaginative, fun, action-packed adventure through his beloved virtual universe and joins us thrillingly into the future once again. So that is quite a description. That is quite the description of Ready Player 2. That's the only synopsis that we have so far. Tracy, did you ever read the book Ready Player 1, or did you see the movie, and what did you think of it?
I did none of those things, so I have no comment.
Well,
thanks for having me on your...
Well, okay then. So here are my thoughts. Ready Player One. I loved the book. I completely loved the book. The movie I liked. I liked it. I thought it was good. I think it got something like a 70-something% on Rotten Tomatoes. I feel like that's a pretty fair rating. Well, I guess it's not a rating. It's just a gauge of like how many people liked it. 70% or something like that, percent of people liked it. I think that's a fair gauge there. I'm worried. There's something about sequels, especially within comedy. You look at various comedy movies and you think about like, oh, well, in the sequel, we have to be bigger and better. And I think we have reached a point in storytelling in our collective consciousness that when it comes to a sequel, whatever it is, I mean, the audience wants more of the same, but they don't want more of the same. So it's this weird conundrum of balancing the tone with, the same characters that they liked before and living in the same world. And the problem with making sequels is that people tend to do the same thing that already happened, but in a bigger way, And I think for this book to work, which inevitably, come on, it's going to be turned into a movie. I think we all can see the writing on the wall there. I I think what they need to do is change the story, change the objective, because we already know the main characters, right? We already know who they are. So let's see them live in this world, but do something completely different. And I think if I can go back to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and ultimately Bill and Ted Face the Music, that's an example of something that you take the characters, you take the tone, you take the theme, and you keep it the same, but you change the story entirely. Give them something completely different to do. In the first Bill and Ted, they went to, all these different time periods, and they collected all of these notable people from history. And then they, brought them together in a big stage performance and said, hey, we're going to pass our history test. And they did, and it was great. And it was entertaining, and it was fun. In the second film, they so easily could have followed that same format and, got this person and got that person and hey, here we go. And now we, do whatever. But they didn't do that. They went on a completely different journey where they were killed. And they had to fight their way out of the afterlife back into existence and then, overcome the evil robot us's. Essentially, is what they had to do. So there's this idea that in order to have a successful sequel, you need to follow the same pattern, the same routine. I actually counter that in saying, let's not follow the same patterns. Let's not give our characters the same types of things to do. Let's send them on a completely different journey. Keep the same characters, keep the same tone, and the same atmosphere, but the same kind of like world and universe. But I want to see our characters do something completely different. Tracy, what's your viewpoint on sequels and not remakes, but, a continuation of a story?
Yeah, I agree with what you've been saying. They just have to do something different. Like, you can't just try to produce the same thing, because it's already predictable. I think with sequels, some of the obstacles that you face is that we already know the characters, so we've already gone on that journey with them, and so they become predictable in what they're about to do and what they're going to say, and sometimes it becomes lackluster because we're not discovering it for the first time. And so the adventure or their obstacle that they face has to reveal something new about them in order for the audience to be engaged, in my opinion.
I'd agree.
Sequels, sometimes great, sometimes poopy.
Sometimes great, sometimes poopy. That is true. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for Ready Player 2? Is this a book that you're going to... Are you going to get the hardcover? Because the hardcover always comes out first. Or are you going to wait for the soft cover? Or I guess the paperback. Soft cover. Is that a thing? Hashtag soft cover. Soft cover books. Tracy.
Have you purchased my soft cover?
Ew. Ew.
It's a family
I don't
show.
like that. Anyway, guys, what do you think about Ready Player 2? Are you excited? Do you just not care about it? Are you looking forward to being turned into a movie? And if so, would you like to see Steven Spielberg come back to direct the sequel? Or do you have another director in mind? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Jaws the shark would want you to do. Dun 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 dun.